Buddha taught us that the source of true peace lies within our minds, not in external events. Understanding this allows us to navigate the world with wisdom and serenity, even when emotions surge like turbulent waves. But how do we find our anchor amidst these storms? In this video, we will explore 7 Buddhist teachings that help us cultivate calm, master our emotions, and face life's challenges with grace and compassion. Before we begin, I'd like to invite you to reflect on your spiritual path. If this message resonates with you, share it with someone who might benefit. Remember, every step taken with awareness brings us closer to our enlightened essence. By the end of this video, you'll find a special invitation to dive even deeper into this journey. Understand what's within your control. Have you ever faced a storm in life? Perhaps an unexpected event, a disappointment, or a sudden change? In Buddha's teachings, we are invited to reflect on the concept of active acceptance. For example, if you plan an outdoor trip and it starts to rain, you can't control the weather, but you can shift your perspective. Maybe the rain is an opportunity to wash away worries. The Buddha reminds us that suffering arises when we resist reality. By accepting what cannot be changed and acting on what we can transform, we free ourselves from unnecessary anguish. Ask yourself, can I change this? If yes, act with intention. If not, practice acceptance with serenity. Imagine a daily scenario. You're stuck in traffic and another car cuts you off. Your initial reaction might be irritation, but by applying this Buddhist principle, you choose to observe your emotion and let it pass. This practice transforms annoyance into peace. To deepen this practice, try meditating on situations where you've struggled against the uncontrollable. Visualize these moments as leaves floating down a river, drifting away from you. Remember, acceptance isn't resignation, it's embracing reality with courage and clarity. Pause before reacting. In today's fast-paced world, reacting without thinking can seem inevitable. But Buddhism teaches us that pausing is a powerful act. When we receive a provoking message or face a challenging situation, instead of impulsively reacting, we can step back and observe our feelings with compassion. Picture a disagreement at work. Someone makes a critical comment, and your first instinct is to snap back. Instead, you recall the Buddhist practice and take a deep breath, observing how the comment affects you. Ask yourself, why does this bother me so much? Is my reaction rooted in the present or tied to past baggage? This reflection allows you to respond wisely, fostering empathy and preventing misunderstandings. Meditation trains us to create space between stimulus and response. Practice conscious breathing exercises to strengthen your ability to pause. Inhaling and exhaling deeply, even for a few seconds, can break the cycle of automatic reactions and open the door to mindfulness. Adopt the habit of counting to 10 before responding to stressful situations. This simple pause, combined with deep breaths, can transform the tone of a conversation and prevent future regrets. Whether at work, at home, or in relationships, pausing turns challenges into opportunities for growth. Cultivate detachment. Detachment is one of Buddhism's core principles. It doesn't mean rejecting emotions, but observing them without being overwhelmed. Imagine watching a movie. You feel intense emotions, but you know it's just a story. Similarly, we can observe our thoughts and feelings as passing clouds in the vast sky of the mind. Detachment helps us engage with the world in a balanced way. In relationships, for example, it allows us to listen with empathy without being swept away by reactive emotions. If you argue with a loved one, you might feel hurt or angry. Detachment teaches us to recognize these feelings, acknowledge them, and let them fade without escalating the conflict. Begin by identifying your emotional triggers and creating space to choose your reactions. Over time, detachment brings calm and clarity, enabling us to fully enjoy life without the constant fear of loss or change. To practice detachment, meditate daily on something you fear losing. Visualize yourself releasing this fear and trust in the impermanence of experiences. A helpful tool is to keep a simple object like a stone or a necklace as a symbol of detachment. Whenever you feel stuck, hold the object and remember the transience of all things. Ask yourself, will this matter in 5 years? Life often tests us with situations that feel urgent and overwhelming. A forgotten birthday or a harsh critique might seem monumental in the moment, but Buddhism encourages us to take a broader perspective. Ask yourself, will this still matter in 5 years? This simple question helps us discern what's truly important. Many worries we carried 5 years ago are likely irrelevant today. This perspective reduces anxiety and allows us to focus our energy on what genuinely matters: our spiritual growth, our relationships, and the well-being of the present. For example, imagine you're stressed about a work project that didn't go as planned. This anxiety keeps you up at night, but when you ask if it will matter in 5 years, you realize it probably won't. This realization helps you release the tension and focus on the lessons you can take from the experience. To integrate this principle, make it a habit to reassess your priorities weekly, reflect on your current worries, and ask if you're investing energy in what truly matters. Consider listing your top 3 concerns and honestly ask, do these issues hold real weight, or are they temporary distractions? Keep a reflection journal. In Buddhism, the practice of daily reflection is a way to cultivate self-awareness. A journal isn't just a record of events, it's a space to dialogue with yourself, understand emotions, and observe thought patterns. At the end of each day, take a moment to reflect. What did I learn today? How did I respond to challenges? What can I improve? This regular practice helps identify emotional triggers, celebrate small victories, and course correct. Over time, your journal becomes a map for inner growth and a tool for deepening your understanding of yourself and the world. Use specific questions to guide your reflections. For instance, what brought me joy today? What challenged me? This fosters a deeper dialogue with yourself. Additionally, include gratitude in your journal. Write down something you're thankful for each day, like a smile you received or a moment of calm. This practice nurtures a sense of abundance and creates a positive cycle of thoughts. View challenges as opportunities. On the Buddhist path, challenges are seen as teachers. When we encounter obstacles, instead of resisting, we're invited to explore them as opportunities for growth. A river meeting a rock doesn't stop. It flows around it, carving new paths. Similarly, we can transform difficulties into steps toward wisdom. Take the loss of a job as an example. While painful, this experience can lead to new opportunities, skill development, or the rediscovery of a forgotten passion. Instead of asking, "Why did this happen to me?" ask, "What can I learn from this?" This shift in perspective builds resilience and helps us see every obstacle as a chance to move forward. To cultivate this mindset, write down a challenge you're currently facing and list 3 potential benefits or lessons it could offer. This practice strengthens your ability to find the positive in adverse situations. Remember, it's often in the most challenging moments that we experience the greatest growth. Another helpful approach is sharing your experience with someone you trust. Talking about challenges can bring clarity, and others often see opportunities where you only see barriers. Cultivate gratitude. Gratitude is one of the highest virtues taught in Buddhism. It connects us to life's beauty and anchors us in the present. Instead of focusing on what's missing, Buddhism invites us to recognize the blessings already present. The warmth of the sun, a loved one's smile, or the simple act of breathing. To cultivate gratitude, try listing 3 things you're thankful for each day. This practice shifts your perspective, strengthens relationships, and promotes contentment. In a world that often values more, gratitude reminds us of the abundance we already have. Share your gratitude with others too. A heartfelt thank you can deepen connections and strengthen meaningful relationships. When expressed, gratitude not only enriches your life, but also brightens others' paths. Consider creating a gratitude jar at home. Whenever something good happens, write it on a piece of paper and place it in the jar. At the end of the year, revisit these moments and celebrate the blessings accumulated over time. May these Buddhist teachings touch your heart and illuminate your path. Share in the comments something you're grateful for today. Your contribution might inspire others. Remember, each mindful step brings us closer to our enlightened essence. If this message resonated with you, share it with someone who could benefit from these reflections. Together, we can create a more compassionate and mindful world. The journey to inner peace begins with a single step, taken with intention and love. Let these teachings guide you like a beacon on your spiritual path. And don't forget, a new dawn is always waiting to be lived in its fullness.